Welcome back to the Hiding for Horrors podcast, where we review horror movies and horror franchises. I'm Mark,
I'm Tuan.
I'm Elion.
and today we're reviewing 13 Ghosts, released in 2001, directed by Stephen Beck, screenplay by Neil Marshall Stevens and Richard Diadivo. Elion, can you give the people the plot summary?
Arthur moves to his uncle's house with his family after inheriting it following Cyrus's death. The house is made out of glass sheets called ectobar glasses, and several barrier spells are written on the glass wall in Latin languages. Cyrus sealed 12 ghost spirits in the house that he captured before. The movie also features a family trauma at the center of the plot, with Tony Shalhoub playing the patriarch of the family.
But before we get into our movie this week, we don't have too many headlines. Couple here. First up on the docket is there will be a new Friday the 13th film coming soon. This was recently revealed at San Diego Comic Con, and Horror Inc. Vice President Robbie Barsaman confirmed that a new sequel film and video game are currently in development. Well, early development. Recently, there was a teaser for Jason release called Sweet Revenge, which was like a mini vignette showing off, like, I guess what they kind of envisioned for Jason for this new um, I guess new take in a sense. The vignette isn't fully out just yet. It comes out on August 13th, but I believe the Comic Con audience got a either full view of it or just a sneak peek. Um, but yeah, they haven't fully announced like all their partners for everything, like which studios are doing what or anything like that. But they told us things are in the works. Um, this is probably the most news we've really gotten on an actual Friday the 13th thing being in the work. Movie, I mean, besides the Crystal Lake TV show, which is being produced under A24. So,
Um, I had a
yeah,
question if
this,
you don't mind me asking.
sure.
Will the video, you just mentioned the video game, will it be on top of the game that has been, because of the licensing canceled, or would it be a whole separate game by itself? Or
Well,
would it be
this
like the
seems,
same?
it just said early development, so I'm assuming that's a new one.
Okay.
They didn't say
That other,
anything
that
about,
other game is dead.
yeah, they
Okay, so
didn't
it's
say
fully out.
anything
It's not going
about
to be
that
like a
release.
remake, right?
I don't think it would be. I mean, I don't know if they would be. I don't know if they'd be bringing that back. They probably would. Like, not probably would. I'm sure if they could, they probably would. But at this point, it'd probably just be better to do a new project. It's been a while since that
Fair
Friday
enough.
the 13th game itself came out. Yeah. So yeah, new Jason on the way. Um, Mark has been waiting for this.
I have, but this isn't what I was waiting for. Like, yes, I was okay with like just saying F what we got from 2 to 11 in the remake and then to just give us a whole new thing, but the whole Jason redesign, it's like we don't redesign Michael Myers. We don't redesign Ghostface. We don't really redesign Freddy. We just
Is
put a
it
new
a
actor in the.
redesign?
It is like I as
I
a
mean, I looked at.
diehard. No, no.
I'm not diehard. So, because
As
when I look
I'm
at it, I'm like,
diehard. As a diehard, there are things I expect to see when I see Jason's mask. I expect to see the red marker, and I expect to see the slash. Like I need. I don't know. It's just I guess I don't know. I just feel like this whole Jason universe thing, like it's kind of like a tease because they always want to like drop these big announcements and then it's like, oh, it's oh, we're in the early development of a movie. We're in early development of a game. Oh, we have a big announcement. Oh, it's the brand new look for Jason. And it's like, give me something tangible or like shut the fuck up. So I won't. I'm no. I have no excitement. I'm not even indifferent. I am just nothing. I won't think about it
I'm
until
looking
I
at this
have.
picture right now, and this motherfucker look the exact same.
No, he don't. No, he don't. I'm a diehard fan. He don't. It's not the same. It's not given the same. It's like saying Tia and Tamara look the same. They don't. There's slight differences, and those differences are important, and I don't want them. So
This
I
redesign ain't
have.
gonna mean nothing if it was in the movie anyway.
But listen, I I'm not excited. I'm not bummed. I'm not indifferent because this has happened several times over the last like what? It's been like 20 years. No, it hasn't been that long. Almost 20 years since that remake came out. They always
Been
tease a new
15,
movie and
been like
then
15 years.
yeah, there's always a tease for a new movie and then nothing happens. So when they announce a director and a writer, when they announce cast, then I will have some kind of a reaction. But until then, I got nothing for them. And
So
I guess that Peacock movie, whatever, the Peacock show, whatever.
compared to everything else that's been happening with this franchise, it's probably the most tangible thing that's come out of this that come out about a Friday the 13th thing that was not just oh it may be in the works, but we haven't talked about anything yet. Like it seems like they're actually working towards something this time around, as opposed to we just reading it in an article over somebody who may have worked on it. But these people seem to be like heavily involved in this process. Either way, for me, um, like I wasn't the biggest Jason fan anyway, so whatever comes of this, I mean, I'll of course check it out. I like a good slasher, but it's not like something that I am looking forward to. That's not in a bad sense though. It's just like it just hasn't been on my radar for so long that if it does come out, cool. I'm gonna check it out and I will rank it as it's kind of the same way that I saw like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like I wasn't clamoring for a new I Know What You Did Last Summer, but when it was announced, I was like, okay, I'm not excited or mad at this, but when it comes out, I will see it and we will go from there with it. So it's kind of whatever. I hope that it goes well. This is one of those franchises that has a lot of fans, people that have been wanting to see it come back for a long time now, and yeah,
And I have to say, me being one of them, I think we have to give this movie grace because since it's been so long since we've had one, I feel like there's going to be a lot of like opinions about everything that happens in this movie. People are going to be obsessively opinionated about the casting, about the director. When the movie comes out, the movie can be good, but if it's
you
not
mean you?
as good, well, yes, I'm speaking as one of those people. I know I'm speaking to myself actually. I cannot judge this movie based off what I've been anticipating for 15 years. Actually, longer than that, 20 years, because I don't like that remake. So I've been waiting for a good movie since Freddy versus Jason, over 20 years. So
The
they
remake
better
is good.
deliver.
You capping.
Go listen to our review.
And where I gave it a cash.
And I gave her a pass.
We giving you a pass for that review. Moving on to our next story. There was a new trailer release for the Predator Badlands movie. And we did speak about this before, but they are going all in on this being a reunification of the Alien and Predator franchises together. And as of now, the official synopsis of the movie is it is set on a remote planet where a young predator has been outcast from his clan, but finds an unlikely ally in Thea, who will be played by Elle Fanning in the movie, and she is a Weyland Yutani synth bot. So I am very interested for this. um, I'm excited, one, that this is being directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did the Prey movie for Predator, which should have been in theaters. Was very upset that still has not happened yet, but
Going back to Prey though, me personally, I would have not watched it if it was in a theater. I would have not gone to the theater to watch it. It probably would have like gone over my head because low key, I didn't know the movie was coming out until I saw it on Hulu, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it still took me like a couple weeks to watch it. So I was like, "Is this like
that sounds like a you
a
problem.
direct?" It is. I'm just saying, a lot of people like I don't know. I feel like Prey was a good movie, and it being on Hulu is what gave it legs, and that alone gave them the confidence. Like, let's do this again, and let's put it in theaters this time.
We don't know that. The only reason that to it went to Hulu at the time was because the Disney Fox merger was happening in that time frame. That was the only reason that it went to Hulu. But it should have went to theaters because it only had like a $60 million budget. They could have made that back. Predator has a huge fan base. If that fucking um what was that one movie? I think it was just called like The Predator or Predator from like 2018.
The one with
That
the Olivia
movie,
Munn,
huh?
the one with Olivia Munn, right?
Yes, I'm looking. That movie made 160 million.
I think that movie. I don't know because I also feel like Prey coming off the back of that movie also would have lost them money because people really weren't fucking with that movie much. Like I actually enjoy that movie, but I remember like there's like a lot of
Oh,
bad press
girl,
around it. Well, I love that movie. That movie was actually pretty good.
that movie
The
was not good.
whole the whole autistic kid part was kind of offensive, but wait, wasn't that wait? He was in that fucking movie. Okay, I'm mixing him up. I'm mixing him up. I'm thinking about the movie before that one that had that fine Hispanic actor in it. That's the one with Olivia Munn.
You're thinking about the movie with Adrian Brody.
Yes, that one was good. Okay, I'm mixing them up. Olivia Munn wasn't in that one. She was in the one with Key, right? From Key and Peele.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, no, that one was bad because they had the autistic kid. That was weird. Yeah, yeah, no.
yeah. Like I was saying, that movie was
Girl,
bad. It made 160 million in the box office though. This movie could have definitely made back its budget in the box office. But we move. They see now that people are fucking with the franchise again, and this is getting a push. It won't be in theaters until November 7th of 2025. So we have a little while to wait until that comes out. But I'm hoping it gets the push that Alien Romulus did and does really good, just like that movie. We're so bad. And all after the next Alien movie, we're gonna get that announcement for the official new Alien versus Predator movie with the two directors co-directing, who did Alien Romulus and Predator Badlands and Prey, and I will scream with joy. So I'm just hoping this ends up being good. I'm also glad that we're getting the nuggets in place so that they can fully cross over.
the trailer looked
And
good.
yeah, it did. And I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. Dan Trachtenberg he's been cooking with this, and now I will say I am a bad fan because I haven't watched the Predator Killers of Killers, the movie, the animated one. Only heard good things about that as well. That came out a little bit ago.
I've
Um,
seen bits and pieces. I hear it's really good though.
and that still, as of right now, has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes
Oh damn.
from 103 critic reviews at the moment. So I'm excited for that. Well, not excited. I'm still excited. I gotta watch that and check that out. And apparently, there's been like an update. They like not update. Well, no, I guess it would be an update. They like added an ending, an extra ending to that movie that kind of brings together some of the previous Predator characters. Yeah, so it's something going on. They're trying to build to something.
Those are the kind of things that I wish that weren't leaked or that we didn't know or they wouldn't tell because that kind of thing of like having like past Predator characters like be in the ending or something like that's like a big surprise that I would just love to see and learn live in the moment and not like go in knowing this is gonna happen.
True.
Oh, those tweets I saw about Arnold Schwarzenegger returning to the Predator franchise all makes sense now. See, I saw that and I thought someone was just being a troll. I didn't even look into it because I thought it was stupid. But now with the added context, yeah.
But it was only in animated form. I will say that
Oh,
they
okay.
haven't done anything. It was just an animated movie because it was a compilation. Not well, yeah, I guess you call it. It was a compilation of like five different stories of different time periods with the of like people like going against predators. Um, but yeah, I still have to check it out. But I've not heard nothing but good things about that. Besides that, though, this movie very much looking forward to it. Honestly, like this is off tangent, but this is I for me personally, it's been a good year for movies. I've
It
had something to watch
has.
like every I've had like multiple movies to watch every month and I haven't even and but my watch list is still like filled from
I
things
f-
that I didn't get to check out.
I feel like this is 2025 has been the real rebound of like the movie industry since COVID because like it's been on fire. Like of not just horror, but like movies in general. Like with
Yeah.
horror, we got a bunch of original horror movies this year, and then like Superman and the Fantastic Four movie, which I thought was pretty good. And then of course, you got Tom Cruise and whatever the fuck he be jumping out of. But it's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been pretty great overall, I would say. I think we definitely got a good one, and there's a lot more to look forward to throughout the rest of the year as well. So that is great, and yeah, that wraps up our headlines this week.
Well, with that, give me a minute. Well, with that, we can hop over to the movie we're here to talk about, 13 Ghosts. But before we get into that, this is actually our 200th episode, which is insane because Twan, I feel like we were just reviewing Psycho for the 100th episode. It doesn't seem like it's been that long,
Yeah,
but damn, it's been that long. And we're happy to have Elian here with us.
I am so honored.
The show has changed a lot in the 200 episodes. We've had a lot of great former co-hosts. We have a
we
good little what?
I was gonna
What?
say it's the the cast the cast list for Haddonfield Wars be given America's Next Top Model.
It
Wait,
really
what?
do.
What do you mean?
The pictures be faded out.
But no, but like, but you know what's crazy, and I'm just now, it's just not clicking to me now that every time one person leaves, another Hispanic person steps in.
What do they say in Love Island? Another one has entered. Wait, what do they say?
'Cause I don't know if you
Love
know,
Island.
and they all been Hispanic. It went from Kennedy to Maria and Rudy, and then Elion. But the three of us have been going good, and we have been recording a lot of good movies, and we have a bunch of good movies planned. Due to It was going to be this episode and then two more episodes, and then episode 203 we were going to kick off our Evil Dead franchise retrospective. But with a new movie coming out somewhat like mid next year, we're going to save that for then. I do have another franchise taking its place. Elian and Juan don't know yet, but they will find out
Wait, we
in
don't know
episode.
what.
Y'all don't know what franchise we're about to do, but you will find out in episode 202. But for episode 200, but for episode 200, we are reviewing 13 Ghosts. Now, this is a movie that I've seen several times, but I haven't seen it within the last like 5, maybe 6 years. It's one of those like horror movies from my childhood that I saw on the Sci-Fi Channel. Low key, USA used to play this movie all the fucking time when I was a kid. It was always on the USA network, and I always watched it. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a good movie, and it's one of those movies that makes me contradict myself because it is a remake, and I do enjoy this
Oh,
movie.
I didn't know it was a
But
remake.
in my defense, I saw this movie before I knew it was a remake, so that helps. But what about you guys? Did you guys see? No, I don't want to say that.
The
But what about you
uh,
guys? Have you guys seen this movie before we popped it on for the review?
this was actually the first time I've ever watched this film, and it was the first time I ever heard of this film. Um, for a first time view, it was honestly pretty good. I was a little annoyed in a sense, but I do want to just leave that for later on in the episode. Uh, I did enjoy the plot. Like the plot was interesting. It wasn't like a smooth flow. There was moments where it kind of jumped a little bit for me, but it wasn't too bad where they didn't the story didn't come back to it to to explain it. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to.
Yeah, for me, I definitely remember having this movie on DVD at home when I was younger, and I definitely watched it. But this was the first time I'd seen it in a lot of years. And I think I was a little bored. um, I definitely remember liking it more when I was younger, but watching it back now, one it was really quick. I didn't realize how short it was until we were watching it. Like, I forget at what point we were at in the movie, and I was like, "Damn, it's only 30 minutes left of it." And I feel like it just came on, which I don't think I would want it to be longer. It didn't need to be longer, but I don't remember it being that short. Uh, yeah, though when we were just because we all watched it together over Discord to just do a quick rewatch of it, and yeah, at certain points I was like, damn, this is. I don't know why. I felt like there was more. I felt like more people got killed in this movie than what actually happened,
Yeah.
but
Um.
it didn't. It didn't work. It didn't go. It didn't go that way. People were just getting attacked more than they were getting killed.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, that was just what I thought. And because yeah, if I think about it,
An-
there were only like 4 kill scenes outside of the beginning sequence.
Another thing I wanted to add is like I wasn't expecting it to be funny. In my opinion, it was a little funny.
It did have some funny moments. That was mainly because of
My
Rod,
girl.
Rod Digger, the maid. She was funny.
Stop. She was cracking me up. She was the only one that was making sense.
Yeah, we'll have to save her for later because I know Mark could have a lot to say for her. She was his favorite.
Oh, okay, period.
And it has everything to do with this fact that as a kid, I really fucked with Rod Digger. Like I used to love Rod Digger as a kid. Like
Oh, that's the name. Okay.
I'm not like I used to love Rod Digger. Like and Maggie was hilarious. And you're right, Twan. I have a lot to say about her. But like overall, like this movie has that late '90s, early 2000s. Like what's the word? Like I feel like all the movies back then in that weird period of like 98 to like 2000 be 2001, like right before 9/11, all movies had like some weird sense of humor in it while it had like other crazy shit happen in the background. And I kind of like miss when movies did that, when they try to make you laugh because they knew that either the movie around it was either too serious or taking itself too serious. And like that's kind of what I like about that. Well, let's move on to some standout scenes and standout kills. For me, the scene where it's two scenes that kind of go together. It's the first scene where she tells Arthur that his wife is the 12th ghost. And then you have like Matthew Lillard's character in the background, like, I didn't know who you were. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my wife is the 12th. Like, I don't know how I would like what I would do. So it's just like, because I feel like with it throws in a little like conundrum. It's like, okay, I gotta get the family out of here and like get us away from these ghosts or kill these ghosts. But like my wife is one of these ghosts and I can see her. Like, I don't know, I'd be conflicted. So that was a good scene for me. But also a standout scene because I was annoyed. That kid and when he's at the fucking
Oh my
stairs.
fucking god.
Forget the fact that you're hearing voices. No, no, no. Forget the fact that one of the voices is telling you to run away. It's the fact that you are hearing voices in general that I would have already been running away from where I was at. You are hearing people talk to you, people that you don't see, and you're just looking at like dumbfounded. Like, are you
But
dumb?
that is a child. That is a child. He is a little slow.
No, no,
She was
no.
irritating.
There are kids who know they gotta run. He knew.
Where
You
was
know
he
what?
go? Where was he go run to? Where was he go run to? He was in a glass
Oh
house.
no, he should have gave himself a chance.
He had no chance. Not in the house.
But what about you guys? Are there any scenes that stood out? Any kills?
Uh, for me, I just wanted to add to that. The kid was honestly very annoying. I do agree with you in some aspect. Seeing the scene, the portion where he was just going down the stairs and hears the voices, it was literally giving me Sydney from Scary Movie 2. And I hope you guys know which scene I'm talking about.
Yes, my
Um,
pussy's going crazy.
no, I was thinking about check the music room, Sydney, you're in danger. Check the fucking music room. That
Oh
was
yeah,
all I could think of throughout that whole, just that one scene. The scene that actually caught me off guard was the lawyer's death, where he was decapitated literally through his body, and
hmm
I'm really shocked how good like they made it really good with the effects. Like even now, even with today's like we have all these special effects, and we it's good. It's just not the same that like they used to, where it really did look very gory. It looked real. Um, Another scene was I don't it like it was it kind of creeped me out a little bit because I'm just like, damn, is when the daughter was in the bathroom and she was just enjoying herself, like living her best life, and then it kind of transitions into the glasses where you can see what's going on, and like this woman's literally in a pool of blood, and she's just there enjoying herself, and it was just it wasn't like a scary scene. It was just like it caught me off guard. It was like it was interesting seeing both sides. Like you see the like in the physical world, and then we see in the spirit realm. Um, I don't know why, but I found it funny is when the fucking was it the jackal the spirit of the jackal grabbed the
hmm
daughter because the dad was like fucking ghosts aren't real, and she just gets her ass dragged and fucking scratched and everything. But my other favorite scene, it's literally the ending scene where they where they say I don't where she says I don't get paid enough for this shit. I quit.
Valid.
That was about it.
I understood. Like, girl, go.
No,
Girl,
yeah,
I'm
she
shocked that
got
she
him
stayed for
right.
that as long as she did.
I mean, she couldn't go nowhere. she,
I know, but she could have left them behind.
she where and do what?
Leave the blaze, hide.
You couldn't leave that place.
She could have hidden.
What- and Leon, I'm gonna need you to be for real.
Oh my god.
You see what was happening in that house. Where would she go hide in the glass house with all the monsters and
With
ghosts
all them fucking
chasing after her?
windows.
Fair point, but she can run. She can escape. She had a high chance of survival.
And then when the house reconfigures,
You know what? It didn't happen during her. So you know what? Anyways,
um, as far as me, I don't think nobody did. Anybody mention the scene at the beginning where that whole fucking military tactical union just got fucked by
no.
the prisoner?
I was
Because
really confused by
they got
it.
fucked up at the beginning there. um, like that scene, I know that's one scene I always remember from this movie because it always drew me in when it happened. I was like, oh shit! Like I'm thinking, this movie's about to be crazy. Like the kills are about to be crazy because the kills in the beginning were pretty wild. When when it first came on, but once we kind of leave that point, it dips down a bit for me, and I do agree with Mark that the scene about the wife was good, and when he actually, gets to see her again before they're like all the spirits are like channeled up to do the sort like the ritual for instance. So I thought that was a good scene there, and honestly, most of the scenes with Matthew Lillard, like he was just like he's just good. He's just good and shit. And I love seeing him and stuff. I liked him in most of the scenes that he was in this movie. Um, I think he fit like what they needed him to do here. He's literally the opposite of Shaggy as far as his character. Like go no, well he was still scared, but I mean in those instances, who wouldn't be the fuck scared? Um, Shaggy wouldn't even went in that house though.
Facts. Would have been gone.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I have those far as scenes.
Oh my god, I forgot his name was. I forgot he played Shaggy for a second, and he played
Yeah,
what's that guy from Scream? What was his name?
Stu.
Stu. There it goes. Stu Macher. It's I remembered, but I totally forgot at the same time.
But yeah, that's all I
Well,
have for scenes. Not much there for me.
well, let's move on over to the characters. And first up, we have Maggie. Now, I loved Maggie. I was I was rooting
He's
for
an
Maggie to
icon.
live because even when I was a kid, I was just thinking like, damn, Maggie, the only black person in this movie, she gonna die. They gonna kill Maggie. I was just, and this time I was like, damn, does Maggie die? And I was like, no, because she quit at the end, so she doesn't die. So I was just like, damn, okay, okay, okay. But like, I'm so good. I'm glad that my good sis survived, and she wasn't part of the stereotype of them killing off the black folks because she was needed. But also, like, how much were they paying her? Why was she there? Like, I know she was the nanny, but like, I'm confused. Did she had just gotten there, right? Like, he had just hired her when after his wife died,
Yeah,
or was
pretty.
she,
I
or was she there before?
I I don't know. I don't think they go in depth into it, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't like a timeline on it. It was recent though, as in regards to the movie timeline. Um, but yeah, they didn't say exactly when she was hired. But like she was kind of given like I don't I don't know if it because I don't know if it was specified. Well, no, it wasn't like how. like how he hired her or whatever. Like 'cause she was giving more like family friend that was
Yeah,
helping
she
out,
was. Or
and
like
he was
a
paying her. Like she because she was real chill.
Yeah. That's,
But yeah,
hey,
nothing was specified though.
but what do you guys? What are your thoughts on Maggie?
she was my favorite character. She was the realist in that whole thing.
Yeah, she was definitely giving like throughout the movie the vibes of the like what's it, like an audience member. Like if
Yeah,
they
like she
like
was
she
us
was,
basically.
yeah, like she was kind of like us. Like obviously we wouldn't even have been in the situation, but like she was kind of like the audience member in a sense, like experiencing everything. But she ended up saving the day at the end. If she
She really,
wasn't there, they would have died.
I love how active she was in this movie.
She was
Like she just
active, yeah.
she wasn't just like the comedic or like side character. Like she definitely had like some good, and she like genuinely was like cared about the family.
Hmm.
Well, they're paying her.
I mean, not yeah, but I also felt like she was genuinely concerned about like Arthur and the kids. It wasn't just about like the money. Like you could tell that she like actually like had like some kind of love for them.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's move on to Dennis. Now, I have to say, Dennis dying was I it was worth it because like he was. You really let this old man get you do all this fucked up shit? Like you would ask no question. You was out here doing psychic rituals and shit, and helping people trap down ghosts. Like be fucking for real. But what are your thoughts on Dennis?
Dennis was too, right?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like he was trying to redeem himself after what happened at the end. Uh, I don't know what to say, to be fair. Like I did like the like I said, I'm glad that he tried to help this family. I really did. But obviously there was ulterior motives for him to be there, like the money wise. On top of that, I think that was it. But even though he was like there, I didn't feel like there was much impact that he did besides trying to help them escape. But it was very limited.
I guess my whole thing with him was him waiting so long to like give up the information of why he was actually there. Yeah, I get he had to like sneak his way in to actually get in the house, but once he was in the house with them, like I get they probably wouldn't have believed him. I understand that, but you need to do something because if you know that the entities can be like released and you're not sharing any information and you're here also. Now, well, as we see in the movie, he got put in danger multiple times. It's like, what are we doing? What are you even doing here? I get he was trying to, get money and all that stuff, but the the plot could have started a little quicker. I understand that's writer's thing, but yes, plot could have started a little quicker to get to the point, and we probably could have had a little more scares, or if not even that, mm, nah, that won't make sense there. So, nah, I'm gonna erase that train of thought I just had. Um, yeah, overall though, Dennis's character itself, he was fine. Like I said earlier, love Matthew Lillard. I thought he was fun here. Uh, just the character though of Dennis, he didn't really do much for me. Like he was helpful because he was the only person that really knew kind of what was going on. But well, besides the slimy lawyer who was trying to just get them to sign everything over while before they found anything out. But in Dennis's case, he tried to help best as he could up until the end.
Let's move on to the kids, Kathy and Bobby. They're both annoying.
Kathy was more like I. She I could deal
Annoying
with
ass
or
kid. Yep.
tolerate it. The kid, on the other hand, was the
No,
one that it
I
was.
could tolerate. I give him grace because he's a kid, but she wasn't reacting. Like girl, do something. Like how long was she in there brushing her hair?
Oh my god! Stop! That scene was so annoying.
But what about you
That
guys?
scene was really long when she was in the bathroom, just like
I'm like,
looking
damn, girl.
looking at her face. And I think what pissed me off the most in that scene, and it's nitpicky as hell, but also it's like, what was the reason? She goes like, and obviously it was just to get the shot of her next to um the what did they call? I forget what they called her ghost. Mark, do you remember what they called the ghost? The lady who was walking around with the knife.
Wasn't she the princess? Something like that.
Yeah, was it like the evil
I don't.
princess?
Let me look it up.
Okay,
I think it was some. Hmm. Hold up.
it was something princess.
It
She
was princess.
was angry princess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So when and so I feel like this was all set up in that one bathroom scene to get those shots of her with the angry princess, and especially that scene in the tub where she's sitting on the side, and then she, instead of using the sink, which she was just standing there for 10 minutes looking at her face to wash her face, like splash her face with water, she goes over to the bathtub, runs the water, and splashes her face from the tub. Like,
Please don't
you were
remind me of
just
that shit.
you were just at the sink. What was the reason
Like
to go to the tub to do that? And then I was just really, it was like, it really was just there to get that shot of like her with the angry princess, and then the angry princess looking like she's about to stab her
She
or
was
whatnot.
fed up with her ass. I could
Um,
just tell.
but it was cool seeing the two, like, I guess, realities there, like how they kind of had the shot or the camera look like it's going through the glasses, and we see what's actually in the room as opposed to what she can just only see. Also, they were doing her they did her dirty when she got attacked by the jackal, and also like sexualized the fuck out of her at one point, and like at that point as well, because like when the jackal was slashing at her, the camera was just straight at her titties.
Oh my god, that's
Like while she
right.
was just getting her chest slashed, I'm like, um I don't think we need to be this close for this. um Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I didn't think the camera needed to be all up on all of that. Especially, this supposed to be like his younger, not younger daughter, but I mean, she's supposed to be younger and a daughter. So that was definitely giving early 2000s vibes for real. When I saw that scene. Overall, though, yeah, the daughter, she was fine. Uh, and the son, I mean, the son, I give him a little more grace because he's just a little kid. He really didn't um like click to what was going on for the most part, and but they weren't keeping track. They really weren't keeping track of him. Nobody was, like, even Maggie at one point like lost him. So nobody was keeping track of him. But he was also just running around with that damn scooter, and like every time he was on that scooter, I just felt like, like somebody mama, when you didn't told them to stop doing that shit and they keep doing that shit, and then
Yep.
something happened to him and you're like, look, didn't I tell you? I'm like, well, get the fuck off this damn scooter in his house.
crazy. Well, let's move on to Arthur. What are you guys' thoughts on Arthur? Tuan?
Arthur, I think out of everybody here, besides the like the grandfather, Arthur was pissing me off when shit was starting to go down. Like I always hate that character when shit starts to go down, and they have to like see to believe instead of everybody else telling them what the fuck is going on, and they're not they they think they're getting like gaslit or something. Like no, damn. The thought that just went in my head, I was like, the only person that got lit was his wife. Um, Crazy work.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Damn,
I'm
Twan.
keeping that in. I'm keeping that.
But like, there's always that one character that thinks they're like getting gaslit about the situation or what's going on until it happens in front of them, and now they got to play catch up while the rest of us were already like 2 steps ahead. And he just always felt like he was too. He like I said, he well, like kind of like I just say, he always felt like he was 2 steps behind on what was going on. Which I
One
mean,
step
to be
forward, two
fair,
steps back.
like which to be fair, he was, because I mean, like I forget the um one character's name who was helping Cyrus. But her and Dennis, like those two, they were like leaving out information, and even the lawyer was leaving out information. So, like in a sense, it's like dash of grace there on that. But everything else, once stuff started actually happening, and but he wasn't, believing at first. That was kind of pissing me off there in those scenes, and he did kind of come together at the end. Yeah, he did kind of pull it together at the end, like figuring out what was. Well, I can't even say figuring out what was happening, because he was literally, he and us, the audience, were all told what was what exactly happening in regards to the ritual. He just kind of recounted everything at the end there, but it really was Maggie who ended up saving them, because she stalled the whole process. If she hadn't stalled the process and had all the entities go off to Cyrus, then I don't think there would have been anything else that he could have done, Arthur.
I don't really have much to say besides what you guys already have said. Like it was very agitating where he wasn't even believing anything that was happening, especially even after it was happening in front of him, and it only took the glasses for him to like even though he saw it with the glasses, it just took him so long to process it. It was just so annoying. But at the same time, I can understand like he was also grieving too because his wife died, and the worst part is like you could like we figure out that at the end that the uncle obviously has something to do with it.
Hmm.
Um, but like overall, I can be very sympathetic with the character, but at the same time, he was just really annoying me, just with especially with what was happening, especially with his kids. Like, and that's all.
Okay. Well, Tuan, what are your thoughts on Cyrus?
He was a bitch. Tried to set his family up.
An
Like he was,
opportunist.
he was literally just like every other evil rich guy in the movie, just trying to do some shady shit to increase his riches. Like there was nothing else going on outside of that. He didn't care who he killed. He didn't care who got killed, as long as that he was going to get what was his. And he set like sacrificed. Was about to sacrifice his because that was his uncle, right?
Yeah, that was his uncle.
Yeah, he was about to sacrifice his nephew and use like the white death of the wife of nephew's wife, or Arthur's wife in this instance. And yeah, he didn't give a fuck. So that checks out for evil millionaire type. To like, he's so drunk on power that he was willing to channel the gates of hell so that he can reign over.
Okay.
Yeah, that checks out.
Not much I can say as well. Just like agree with Juan. I I did say this just literally as he was talking, so I don't know if anybody heard me. The uncle was basically an opportunist. He only like just one, like just recapping. He just cared about what like his power, the influence he had. He just wanted to get rich. But on top of that, it was just he was just a very greedy, selfish man because he didn't care who he had to hurt to get to accomplish what he wanted. Like at the end, he just saw the opportunity of getting what he wants, and that was it.
Well, now we can move over to the 13 Ghosts. Well, 12 technically. We're not gonna go through each of the ghosts because there are a lot of them, and we don't got time for that. So we're just gonna. I guess we all could just talk about the ones that really stood out, that like had like a real presence in the movie. The Angry Princess was the one. I feel like we should have saw more of her.
Yeah, that was literally the that her and like the Angry Princess, the Jackal, and the Butcher are like the ones that I think about when I think about this movie. Those are the only ones that like come to mind immediately. Um, Phyllis, well, I guess you could tell me this, Mark, and you keep this an episode or not. You watched? Did you watch fully the original one?
Yep.
So was the plot similar, or did this movie just use 13 Ghosts in
Um.
name only?
Well, no. The plot, the similarities is that the character that we are following is the 13th Ghost.
Okay.
There's also a family involved. Uh, there's also a character named Cyrus who was one of the survivors of the movie because he was a good guy. Some of the names are the same. The overall story, it is still about like a house and a doctor who's up to like crazy shit. A Ouija board's involved. So it's kind of there, but this movie definitely gives it more of a story.
Hmm, gotcha. Because I feel
But
as though,
we'll watch and review that one soon.
um, I feel as though this movie, with how good the production value was on each of the like ghosts, it could have they should have just reimagined it into a slasher. Put a bunch of T's in in a house in that damn house or something, and let and then go crazy. Because there was so much potential all of the um with all of the ghosts, but we some of them we really just saw, or they didn't have anything on like, I guess, quote unquote, action wise. Um, yeah, so it kind of felt a little, we were just seeing really cool things, but those cool things weren't doing anything.
I'm gonna say this. I kind of was intrigued by all of them. There wasn't really one that stood out to me. The only thing what I think the only thing, the reason why I'm saying all of them stood out to me was just because of the mystery. Aside from the wife, because unfortunately we already know what happened. But I kind of wanted to know how he obtained all these spirits in a way, or like what's the mystery, or what's the story, or the background behind them. It's that mystery aspect that intrigues me of all of them.
Yeah, I get that. I do. I feel like now I miss what I misheard you saying, Twan. Oh, I thought I heard you say because I was going to agree, but like, if we were ever to get a prequel film for this movie, will they dive into like the like who the 13 ghosts were before these events? I would have loved to see a movie. Like, I want to know more about the Angry Princess. I want to know more about the Jackal. Like, the little weird dead kid. Like, I kind of want to know like their origin story of being these like crazy dead ghosts. So I do feel like because obviously they wouldn't have the time to like go into detail and show us more of all of the other 12 ghosts. So yeah, there were a few who are just like there but didn't have like much of an impact. Not that that's a bad thing. Again, you gotta save the screen time, but like I don't know. And the 13th ghost being like The rules of the Ghost. Were y'all? Did y'all understand it? Did you like it? Did you get it?
No, not at all, to be honest.
Tawan, can you help us out? Did you get it?
Get what exactly?
Like, like how they got each ghost, what the purpose of each one was, like how do they like get the
Are you saying like how the
I,
ritual worked?
yeah, like, I'm not quite sure like why they needed these specific ghosts and like in this way. I felt like I'm not getting the witchcraft or whatever behind it.
Well, it was stated like when they were going over that they needed each like ghost as one like as a representation for the dark zodiac, and by having all of them and essentially using a 13th ghost, which would be a willing sacrifice, that would open up essentially a portal to hell.
Mm.
And because each of them, they weren't like the exact. I don't think they were the exact like ghost of like of what was needed. I think they were. They just fit what worked. Like the angry princess, like she wasn't like a real princess, but she like a score. Like, but I guess, but like we don't know what exactly they're using to make that distinction. But like whatever whoever they capture, whichever ghost they capture, worked within the I guess the context of what they needed them for.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's kind of what I got from it, at least.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I guess his part made sense. He had to sacrifice himself for love or some shit like that. Like I guess that made sense. I can go
Hmm.
with it, but whatever. Um, yeah, but that wraps us up with the characters. Now, Tuan, can you give the people the behind the scenes info and facts?
That I can. So the budget for 13 Ghosts was $42 million, and it brought in a box office of 68.5 million. Some interesting facts, as we have stated earlier in the review. This movie is a remake of the 1960 film 13 Ghosts by William Castle. In August of 2023, Dark Castle Entertainment announced that they were planning to make a 13 Ghosts series. This has not been heard of again since that announcement, because I remember when this was announced. Um, James Gunn actually performed rewrites to the script, but was uncredited. And there were some reshoots that were filmed on September 11th, 2001 for this film. In the year since its release and disappointing box office performance, the film has garnered a prominent cult following, finding further success and more positive reception. Some critics' reactions. The movie currently sits at a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. Slant Magazine rated the film 2 out of 4 stars, panning the film's lack of scares and predictable plot twists. Roger Ebert praised the production values, saying the production is first rate. The physical look of the picture is splendid. However, he criticized the story, lack of interesting characters, loud soundtrack, and poor editing. And reviews for the 13 Goats in general were mostly negative. Praise was directed towards the production design, but the film was criticized for its lack of scares and number of strobe effects. Yes, this movie was definitely given Saw before Saw during some of its editing choices and scenes. And I don't know, like, if that, well, okay, I'm not going to say, I don't know if that was intentional. Like, yes, it was intentional. But I feel like some of it was to get away from, like, possible like ratings. Like that scene at the beginning when the guy walked into the cube when they were capturing the ghost and he got stuck in there. Like he got killed, but we barely saw it because of the way they were just chopping it up with the fast ass like saw type editing. So I was wondering that when we were watching it. I do think there is like an unrated version of this movie, possibly. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think there is. but we only watched the theatrical version. So if there was an unrated cut, we did not watch that version.
Hmm. Well, enough about them. What about us? Elion, Tuan, cash or pass? 13 Ghosts. Elion?
I'll cash it. Hold up. Give me a second. Let me reset. I'm sorry. I'll cash it because one, it's the first time I'm actually it's the first time I watch it. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. I loved the plot. I loved the flow of the movie. Um, Even though there were some parts that I was like a little confused or like some parts were kind of like agitated me, I still enjoyed like viewing this movie. I was still attentive. I wasn't bored. I wasn't looking at any other things. Like I still kept direct to the film. So I would I would cash. Sorry, cash.
Oh, for me, it's also gonna be a cash. It's one of those like goofy early 2000s like movies, like B or C movie. Like it's good fun. You can tell that it took itself seriously in some parts and was just like, let's just be crazy and goofy in other parts. And I feel like it worked. So it's a cash for me. What about you, Tuan?
I still think, even with everything in mind that I've thought about it, it is still like kind of a fun watch. I would put this on for like a group. I think this is kind of one of those movies that is fun to like watch with a group. I don't think I personally would come back to this myself and just give it a rewatch. But yeah, I think, putting this on a couple friends, I think it's a good time. In that sense, yes to cash. But if like my own personal viewing, I probably would pass on watching this again. But I would be looking forward to that hopeful eventual TV show if it does happen, especially if I personally would like if it were an animated show that goes into the background of um each of the ghosts from this particular movie. Make it just a 13 episode, one season type of thing, and keep it at that.
Mm, yeah, I can see that. I'd be okay with that. That probably would actually help the story because I don't think they pulled the story off good in this movie, nor did they really pull it off that well in the first. So I feel like a limited run series could definitely be what this story needs. But join us next week as we review Elion's pick, Dangerous Animals. It's a movie that Elion picked for us to watch, so we're going to tune in and give you guys a review. It's on, but that's all for next week. Until then, good night.
If you like this episode, please be sure to check out some from the Haddonfield Horror Cemetery, where we've covered big franchises such as Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Saw, or one-off reviews like The Blackening or Hereditary. You can follow Haddonfield Horrors on Instagram and TikTok, where the host posts updates and mini reviews. Full episodes are available on several podcasting platforms, including Spotify, as well as YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe. The Haddonfield Horrors podcast is produced by Mark Smart, Tawan Griffin, and Elion Cordova, themed by Lethal Injection, and edited by Mark Smart.
The Haddonfield Horror Podcast is a Letter to Media production.
Should we do an intro?